The blood sugar was so high that it was above the range of the instrument that was being used in that hospital. Next time I heard, her toe had been cut off. Anytime I'm tempted to fall off the track, I remember sugar is brutal. Having received the verdict of lose weight or face the consequences of diabetes in January of 2021, I didn't have a choice. I began a do or die battle to lose weight and defeat diabetes. What was my motivation? My motivation is brutal, it is intimate, but I will share it. Several members of my family have had diabetes, and it didn't end well for some. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor or a healthcare or medical professional. What I'm sharing here is my own experience and opinion. So the names and other identifying information have been removed to protect the identity of the families and even the individuals concerned. So I will call them case number 1. So the first person close to me was diagnosed at 59. That was about 10 years before my own diagnosis, which is now 14 years ago. She had symptoms of drinking a lot of water and passing it almost immediately. This concerned her. She was admitted to hospital for a number of days, put on insulin to bring her sugar down. And when she was discharged, she was given what I consider good diabetes education. She was told to lose weight by diet and exercise. And she was also given oral medicines. She largely complied and lost about 15 kilograms. Eventually, she went off all her medicines for about 10 years. She nowadays is mostly in the diabetes range and lives more or less a normal life. I've closely followed her progress as she's somebody close to me. So the second family member, who I will call case number 2, was diagnosed in her early 60s. This was about 12 years ago and 6 years before my own diagnosis. I remember seeing her and she looked fine because she wasn't even heavy. Next time I heard, her toe had been cut off. Then a second toe was cut off due to diabetes. Before long, the foot had been amputated at the ankle, then thereafter at the knee. Shortly afterwards, her other foot was amputated at the knee. This happened in a span of 2 years, and this was truly traumatizing to the entire family. The next time I saw her, which unfortunately would be the last, she had gone blind and she had lost her 2 legs, then her kidneys failed. Unfortunately, we lost her. If you think this video is useful, please share it with somebody. It might save somebody's life. And also subscribe to this channel. This really traumatized me, and the last image in my mind of my relative, having lost her 2 legs and sight, still haunts me to date. This was and remains my key motivation to lose weight and beat diabetes. So case number 3 in my family was diagnosed in her early 60s. That was just about 3 years ago in 2022, and I'm making this video in 2025. What took her to hospital was she had this persistent wound on her thigh that was not healing. When she reached hospital, she was diagnosed with diabetes. The blood sugar was so high that it was above the range of the instrument that was being used in that hospital to measure the blood sugar. Doctors debated whether to amputate just below the hip or not. And one of the reasons they were debating was that her sugar was so high, it was not coming down. And also, the leg part or the leg below the wound was already decomposing. While the doctor struggled to control the blood sugar, she worsened. In 3 quick weeks, we lost her, just like that. Anytime I'm tempted to fall off the track, I remember sugar is brutal. So as you enjoy your carbohydrates, please remember Diabetes is brutal. Case number 4 in my family was a young lady in her mid-30s, a young mother, who was diagnosed about 1.5 years ago at the end of 2023. It's now 2025. She collapsed at work. She was rushed to hospital. At the hospital, she was diagnosed with high blood sugar and admitted. She never recovered. About 2 weeks later, she was gone, and that was the end of her. So all the 4 cases in my family are female. Statistically, diabetes has been shown to affect more women than men. Is it because of our eating habits? Is it we are always snacking, or we like sweet food? Or what is it? 3 of the 4 family members were diagnosed in their early 60s. So if you're older, why don't you do something about it before you're diagnosed with diabetes? So if you're watching this video and you're over 40, I suggest today, take some action, get a sugar test. Diabetes is no respecter of age. You see how it took the member who was in her mid-30s? So if you think this video is useful, please share it with somebody. It might save a life. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Now that you know what motivates me to eat right and exercise, what are you doing about your own situation? Do you know your sugar status? Have you ever thought of getting a sugar test? If not, please get a sugar test today. Even if you have to pay out of your pocket, it may save your life. Depending on the size of hospital, in my part of the world, it costs about $20 to $40. Just pay and get this HbA1c test. It could save your life. Or do you want to wait until you have full-blown diabetes to lose weight, eat right, and exercise? Or do you want to start today? There are many videos on this channel that can help you start somewhere on this journey. So today I want to show you one of my favorite recipes, and I will cook with you one of the foods I really like. And if you eat it as per the recommendations, you can actually lose weight. So today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite recipes. I'm going to be cooking fish, and my favorite fish is tilapia. So this is what we are going to be eating for today, and I'll take you along. So I have now chopped my ingredients. The fish was already cut, it's ready. We have the tomatoes here, coriander, the green bell peppers, and the onions. Incidentally, I like my onions diced in this manner. So I'll now start sauteing them. So it's important that you use a moderate amount of oil. So I'll start by sauteing the onions. So I'll use a medium heat, not so high. So once you are satisfied that your onions have cooked, you can now add the bell peppers. I don't like my onions too brown, but you can do it the way you like it best. So now I'm adding the bell peppers. So I will allow this again to cook for maybe a minute or so before I add the tomatoes, because they're a bit harder than the tomatoes. So once the bell peppers have started turning color, you can now add the tomatoes. Allow this to cook until the tomatoes are soft. You'll now have to cook them on low heat. It might even take 2-3 minutes depending on your fire. To speed up the process, you can cover this. the cooking pot or whatever you're using to cook. So now my ingredients are soft enough. The vegetables have cooked to my satisfaction. Alternatively, you can decide to mix your ingredients in a blender and then fry them, but I like it this way. So next I'll add the cubes. So there we go. So I'm mixing this in. Then I will add the garlic, and this one, I don't know how you'll measure. For myself, I just use my eyes. So that's enough garlic for me. Then a bit of this Royco, or I don't know what you call it. I don't like too much of it. Then a bit of black pepper, also don't like too much. That's enough. Then I mix. The coriander or dania I will add after I've finished or almost finished cooking the fish. So now I want to put water. This one allow your soup that is now cooking to simmer for a while, maybe even 10 or so minutes before you put the fish. 5 to 10 minutes, say, then you can now put the fish. So it's now time to put the fish in the stew, which has now boiled. So I will start putting the heads because they take a bit longer to boil. So once I've put in the heads, I can now put in the middles. I don't know what is the practice in your household. People in my household don't like eating heads, although it is the best part of the fish because I believe there are a lot of minerals in the head that go into the stew. Just make sure the stew is covering the fish, because if it's not covering the fish, you may need to turn it, and the fish is already cooked to some degree, it might break. We'll always ensure that the stew is covering the fish, then I don't have to turn the fish. I'll let it boil for about maybe 15 to 20 minutes, then it will be ready to serve. But before, like about a minute or two before I serve, I will put the coriander. So now I think my fish is ready. So now I'll add the coriander, which is more of a garnish, and allow it just about 2 minutes. Then the fish will be ready to serve. So you can cover it so that you don't lose the stew. So fish is now ready to serve. And for today, I prefer to eat a middle part. So once again, please remember to manage your starch proportion. Remember, very little starch. So I like soup, and put some soup on my vegetables. So this is my meal, my dinner for the night. Half of it is vegetables, about slightly less than a quarter is rice, and another quarter is my fish. So there are many videos on this channel that can help you lose weight. Please keep watching, and let me see you in the next video.